Well, so I guess Tomodachi Life was actually announced today. So today could have quite possibly been the final Nintendo Direct for the original Nintendo Switch. That's based on solely showing original Nintendo Switch stuff. And it kind of felt like it. They showed a little bit more stuff than I was expecting, but for the most part, it felt like, yeah, it was kind of what I was expecting. But they still showed some pretty good stuff. As I was saying, they showed Tomodachi Life, and we're going to get into that later on. But another thing that I really liked was this new game by the team that made AI, the Somnium Files, No Sleep for Kaname Date. And if you've never played these games before, I believe it's also made by the same team that made Danganronpa. I forgot. And the why am I going blank today? 999 on the DS and gosh. Anyway, it kind of takes a similar style to those kind of games. A kind of like a visual novel, but at the same time, kind of like a puzzle solving kind of a game. And with AI, the Somnium Files, it kind of has like an alternate reality where you pick a branching storyline, you go to the ending on that, and then you could go back and then choose a different way, so you could get the best ending for that story. And I really enjoyed it. It sounds boring playing the same thing over and over again, but for games like these and just the way it's done, I really enjoy it. I think it tells a great story, and I think the gameplay is a lot of fun as well. It's puzzle solving, great characters, great writing, great voice acting. So I overall really do like the story. And then they surprised me by announcing one of my favorite kind of like arcadey style of golf games, which was Everybody's Golf. I thought this was a Sony game, and I think it is. But they announced it on the Switch, and it's a brand new game. It's not a port or anything like that. So I never thought that Sony would announce one of their own games on the Nintendo Direct. And then later on it would come out, it's on the Switch, it's coming to Steam, and it's coming to PlayStation as well. But yeah, I've always liked the Everybody's Golf franchise, and I'm really excited to play this one. Now, here is one of the hidden gems that I was really excited for. Marvel announced a new game called Marvel Cosmic Invasion. And this game looks like classic 90s beat 'em up. It gave me flashbacks to some of my favorite 90s beat 'em up. They had this Captain America game back when I was growing up. But of course, one of the beat 'em ups that everybody talks about, even today, is Turtles in Time. One of the greatest beat 'em ups of all time, and it really reminded me of that. And there's also, of course, the Ninja Turtles game that has just come out recently that kind of takes a similar style, and that was pretty good. And I think this looked great, and I can't wait to play it, especially on the Switch or the Switch 2. Whenever, I don't remember it said when it's coming out, but now I want to kind of get to the Nintendo first parties. They announced Pokemon ZA, which has been announced that's coming out late 2025. And when I was talking about it a few weeks ago, when they first announced it, I was thinking maybe Pokemon is no longer for me. I have not really been into Pokemon in a very long time. I've kind of liked the game still, but overall it has not captured my attention. And the same thing for that trailer. This trailer actually got me interested just a little bit more because they showed that they're having this ZA Royale, and basically when night falls, the best Pokemon trainers come out and they battle each other's Pokemon. And it's like a ZA tournament. And I was like, that sounds pretty fun. I don't know if it's enough for me to get it day one, but it sounds pretty fun. But overall, I still want this game to be great. I still want to love Pokemon again. And I really hope that this Pokemon ZA comes out and it's awesome. Hopefully it comes out on both the Switch and the Switch 2. They also announced Rhythm Heaven Groove. Rhythm Heaven has always been like a silly franchise, but it's just always been so fun and addicting. I don't know why. I remember seeing it on the DS for the first time. I was like, that looks so silly. And then I tried it for myself, and I could not put it down. And this is coming out 2026. So this is Nintendo telling us that even though the Switch 2 is coming out sometime this year, maybe they're still going to be supporting the original Switch. And that is a good sign for anybody who still owns a Nintendo Switch and isn't quite sold on getting the Nintendo Switch 2. Um, and then they also talked about Metroid Prime 4. We heard that Metroid Prime 4 was not going to be shown on the Switch 2. At least, well, that was rumored. We don't know if that's true or not. We'll find out in a few days. I'm starting to think that they might actually start talking about it, because in this trailer, I mean, they showed some gameplay. They talked more about like what this game's about, what the story is going to be about. They showed more of the world. They show more of this psychic abilities, which will help you open doors and solve puzzles and defeat enemies. And they kind of built the mystery around like what is this psychic ability and why has it taken has it given that psychic ability to Samus? But they just still said 2025. I do wonder. Now this is just me being kind of guessing. Nothing but behind this. I do wonder if maybe the reason why they didn't give the release date for that is it's going to be a day one launch on the Switch 2. We'll see. I'm just guessing. that'll be awesome to have that and Mario Kart 9 on the Switch 2 launch. But it looks great. It looks like classic Metroid Prime. If you played Metroid Prime, it looked very familiar. And then the final game announcement of the day, they talked about Tomodachi Life. And I've never played the original Tomodachi Life, but I know everybody's been waiting for this for a very long time. And while kind of like researching and doing my video yesterday, that's on Nintendo Direct today, I kind of did some research on Tomodachi Life, and I was like, how come I never played this game before? This kind of looks like Animal Crossing. This looks like a lot of fun. So even though you have to wait till next year, I'm excited for this. I'm excited to learn more about this. And hopefully it's also for the Switch 2 as well. Or at least they're going to have some kind of patch to upgrade the graphics and frame rate and stuff like that. But at least it's backwards compatibility. Okay, a couple non-game announcements that they also talked about today was this thing that really confused me. Virtual game carts. While watching that, I was just thinking, what is the point of this? Can't you just like download it and then to multiple Switches? But then someone actually brought up a good point to me, but that maybe this is their way of letting you and allowing you to borrow someone's virtual games. And that made sense to me. It's only 2 weeks that's going to be in there, but in a way that kind of makes sense to me. That you can let your friends borrow your virtual games. But other than that, that's not the reason why I don't understand the point in this. Actually, when I first saw the announcement, I was thinking, are they going to like announce a way where you could take your physical games, make it into a virtual cart, and then you could play it on either, if you have multiple Switches, you could play it on either Switch without using the cart. That would be a risky move. I get that. But in a way, I was kind of hoping that would be awesome if they could do it. But I don't think that's it. Sounds like to me that's not it. It's going to be only digital games that this virtual game carts is. But if anybody has any ideas on what this could be for, because this trailer kind of confused me, to be honest. And the last thing that they announced was this new app called Nintendo Today. Now, this app sounds like it's going to be basically your place for Nintendo news. So a Nintendo Direct comes out, all the news are going to be on there. Any breaking news, all the news are going to be on that app. And maybe that's the way where they could build hype on that, where they could remind you about certain games that are coming out. Maybe when the Switch 2, like a day or a week before the Switch 2, it'll remind you, send you a notification. Switch 2 is going to be out in a week. Make sure you get it. Or when the pre-orders go up, they say Switch 2 pre-orders are going to come up, or this game pre-orders are going to come up this time. Pre-order now or something like that. But But yeah, overall, this was an okay direct. It's for me, it's kind of like what I expected. I didn't expect anything more. I did not expect anything less. But what are your thoughts on this direct? Did you like it? Did you have a good time? Please leave your comments in the comment section below. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I'll talk to you next time. Okay? Bye.